What is up, everybody? Verse here today, and I know people are probably getting tired of the Forspoken topic being brought up how the game flopped, but Sony fanboys keep saying the most ridiculous things possible. So it's like, how can you possibly ignore this? So, an RPG site has reported that Forspoken sales have been lackluster. Because this is a big game that's supposed to be releasing for 2022 as a PS5 exclusive and on PC, but it didn't do so well. So we all get the gist of that. But this fanboy he figured a way to blame Xbox gamers and Xbox Game Pass as to why this game flopped. And I was like, huh? How is Xbox being blamed for PlayStation games flopping? I don't know, but this is a logic that he came up with. This is what this fanboy has stated. I bought Forspoken, Star Ocean 6, Valkyrie Elysium, and Tactics Ogre Reborn, and enjoyed them all. I guess most gamers these days would rather wait for a subscription deal than actually spend their money. Hashtag Game Pass effect. Hashtag gamers are frauds. Now, I believe only one of these games are actually on Xbox, and that's the Star Ocean 6, but the rest of these games are PlayStation games. So if these games flopped, you have to look at PlayStation gamers and PlayStation in general why these games flopped. I don't understand how he's blaming Game Pass as the reason why this is happening. It doesn't even make any sense. So Sony fan was saying the most dumbest things possible. And it's just weird that Forspoken is the hill that most of these guys are losing their minds over. The hill they want to die on. It's like, why? The game was mediocre, move on. The game flopped. The studio was closed down. They just can't get over it. I'm pretty sure Sony's bringing out other games this year for you guys. I don't know why they're just losing their minds over this one game, but it is what it is. Let's see if people got to say about this. It's that most gamers found these new games to be mid. They're not the best JRPGs compared to what they used to release. That's all it is. These games aren't that great. It's like, why do you have so much stock in this whole Forspoken game? Most of these modern releases that's on PlayStation exclusive aren't that great. So these modern JRPG releases. My dude, only one of those games are even on Xbox. What are you saying here? I don't know. These guys are just delusional at this point, because now it's Xbox fault as to why these PlayStation games aren't selling. That doesn't even make any sense. So why aren't Bandai, Capcom, Sega, and Alice and other Japanese companies having these same issues? Why are they happy with their game sales and constantly breaking records, but Square has reported over 10 games in the last 5 years as failures to meet sales expectations? Think about it, yeah. Maybe this is a Square Enix issue. It's like, outside of their big games, they're a little mediocre. The smaller games just don't sell that well. That is not a fair assessment. If you love something, that's fine, but you can't get mad if the majority of people do not share the same passion. Personally, Forspoken had potential, especially the game mechanics, but for me, it was dull, and the word I found... Okay, you just said it was dull. Let's leave it as that. 3 out of the 4 games you named aren't even on Xbox. How could gamers possibly wait for them to be added to Game Pass when they aren't even on Xbox? Yeah, doesn't make any sense. Possibly Forspoken might be added to Game Pass, but I don't think most Xbox gamers even care at that point, because you gotta wait 2 years, then it might come to game. I don't even care about the game like that. No wait for it to come to Game Pass. Game Pass effect. 3 of those are only on PlayStation, bud. Point that finger in a different direction. Then we got the gif of the meme of the Sony fanboy talking about Xbox all day. It's pretty accurate, because how do you come to this conclusion that people are just waiting for it to come to Game Pass? It's just weird. Well, they're all PlayStation games. Then you got the person riding a bike. Sticks the stick in the wheel, then effing Xbox Game Pass did it. Yes, Xbox Game Pass is responsible for these games not selling great on PlayStation. That makes a lot of sense. The low-key shade thrown at Sony fan base while potentially trying to bash Xbox fan base is commendable, and Nintendo remains unaffected. Such heroic tales of buying video games. Yes, because that's such a hard thing to do, is buy video games. The pressure you must have felt. Did you want a cookie? So you're blaming Game Pass for poor sales of games that aren't even on Xbox. Yeah, it's just the more comments you read, just like doesn't make any sense. Like, this logic, it just doesn't make any sense. Why are you blaming Xbox for people not buying games on PlayStation? That's just dumb. Three out of the 4 games didn't even hit Xbox. I bought Forspoken, only paid $50, but I regret even paying even that much. Jeez. It's not on Game Pass. We're busy playing an actual good game. Hi-Fi Rush. We're blaming Game Pass for games failing that aren't even on the platform now. What kind of logic? It's just getting ridiculous now at this point. Like, they're really down bad with that game flopping. It's like they really just can't get over the game flopping. And now they're just blaming Xbox gamers as to why the game are flopping. That why a PlayStation exclusive is flopping. Like, it's just getting sad out here. When we all know the real reason why. You guys don't buy games unless it's Call of Duty, Fortnite, whatever, NBA 2K. You don't buy exclusive games on PlayStation. You just buy multiplats. And now you want to get to this crazy conspiracy theory that Xbox gamers is the reason why. It's just bizarre. It really is at this point. I only spend money on good games, to be honest, and rightfully so. It's like that's especially with games going up in price. It's like why would you buy a game that's mediocre or that's not reviewing that well, or the perception to it is that game is trash. It's like I don't blame you. Paying $7 a game. It's like, of course, people are gonna save their money for games that actually like do well review wise or games they're actually interested in or anticipating. So I don't blame anybody for that. But yeah, this is such a ridiculous claim. Like, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. Sure, blame Xbox and Game Pass for a game that didn't release on either. I mean, yeah, the economy isn't exactly booming. Why are you mad that people aren't lined up outside of GameStop to spend $70 on a niche game that got mixed reviews? And that's just being nice because most reviews were trash for Forspoken. So that's being nice when you got mixed reviews. Bit of an odd take, to be honest. This shows how ponies are just idiots. Blaming Game Pass when the game is on Xbox. Worthless verified account. You got a check mark. Yeah, that's another rabbit hole. This type of nonsense is being verified on here. Or people don't have the type of money you have and can afford to waste money on games that are broken or not good. The more I see PlayStation ponies post the most brain cells, I lose. None of those games came to Xbox yet. It's still somehow blame for those games flopping when they're not on Xbox in the first place. Now we're being blamed for PlayStation exclusives flopping on PlayStation. That is so ridiculous. Yes, because people like Game Pass, it's definitely the correlation to why games on PlayStation, only PlayStation, are flopping. Like, that makes a lot of sense. They just can't accept accountability to why the games are flopping on that platform. How big of a clown you have to be to blame subscription service that has nothing to do with the games you mentioned? Shaking my head. Now, let's just remind ourselves that the majority of PlayStation people who haven't played the game yet are saying they are waiting on a sale or for PS Plus to pick up the game. Why are they talking about the Game Pass effect? I don't know. Blame Xbox for everything. Xbox is the reason why gaming is dying, apparently. Not that people just don't buy games on PlayStation. Nope, it's just the Xbox Game Pass exists. That's why everything is flopping. That's PlayStation exclusive. Blame Game Pass for bad games rightfully bombing, most of which aren't even on Xbox to begin with. Typical logic of a fanboy, let alone the kind of sub-creature that subscribes to Twitter Blue. Oh, man. Having a bad day? Blame Game Pass. Lost your job? Blame Game Pass. Your wife left you? Blame Game Pass. Game Pass is just the obvious scapegoat for everything now. Dude is getting lit up in the comments, rightfully so, because this is a dumb take in general. Like, why is Game Pass responsible for games on PlayStation flopping? Only on PlayStation flopping. Doesn't make any sense. False Square Enix is crap at marketing their products. You know, people just repeat stuff they hear just for attention. Dude is really blaming Xbox for PlayStation games. Blames Game Pass for games that never made it on there. You buy all these games for PlayStation and still on Twitter complaining about Xbox. Doesn't make any sense. Not one bit. Dude is playing the blame game when these games aren't even on the platform. Maybe talk to your fellow brethren and the stables and tell them to practice what you preach and support the devs. The was hyping, definitely hyping Forspoken up, but they didn't buy it. So that's just hypocritical. It's just like, you really need to support the games you hype up, because you're gonna turn looking like this guy blaming Xbox for stuff that it's not Xbox guy's fault even. Like, how is this even related to Xbox at all? The game's it's not even on that platform. How brain dead do you need to be to blame Xbox and its players for games flopping that aren't even on the platform? Forspoken, Octopath Traveler 2, Tactics Ogre Reborn, and Valkyrie Elysium haven't sniffed the platform. Look inward, clown. Man, PlayStation guys are down bad. If you're literally blaming Game Pass for games that's flopping on PlayStation, like, whatever. But I'm gonna include it right here. Hopefully, this will be the last video about Forspoken, because it's kind of beat a dead horse at this point. Like, the game flopped, just move on. But I want to move on, but Sony fanboys keep saying the most dumbest things possible about this game, and not to the point where they're blaming Game Pass for PlayStation games flopping now. It's just getting weird at this point, but definitely want to see your thoughts down below. Leave a like this video, and as always, thanks for watching, and peace.